He is all set, guys. I'm stalled a little bit for those of y'all that are coming in benevolent energy here on TikTok or wherever you might end up seeing this video. He is all set. I said yesterday that I was going to be helping my son get prepared for, it's not the actual inspection, it's just it's a pre-inspection. So, but if you've been following my story, if you've been following some of the discussions, the teachings and stuff like that, and me even sharing portions of my journey, is being under this severe assault that me and my son has constantly been under, and all of this intrusion and, coercive control manipulations in the background definitely took its toll. I mean, it didn't take the toll that they really essentially wanted altogether, but it took a toll. And so now that, I see everything as clearly as I see it now, I see what this has been. I see what their goals and intentions have been, their plots, their schemes. I can see why they assaulted in a certain way. So I've been able to kind of get a hold of some things and redirect my energy and focus. So he is all set now. What do I mean by that? I'm going to do a walkthrough. Hey, how about that? I'm going to do a walkthrough with you all because this was a lot. There was an accumulation of malevolent energies and entities, for those of y'all that are aware of this stuff, that has been sent against my son and me and sent here, on top of people entering the premises when we're not here for non-business related things. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that right there. So a walkthrough, he is all set. I had to actually throw away a lot. Okay, so it's kind of bare, but I had to go through, essentially everything. So he is all set for a pre-inspection, if you will. I actually had to, I'll show y'all. All right, so this was one of the closets I had to hit. It's actually organized now. I actually had to literally pull out everything. Okay? It ain't fun either, I tell you, how shit accumulates. I had to go through because, especially when I found out what was happening, I'm like, gross. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell has been put in here? And why, what could be contributing to all of the other shit? Okay. So I rearranged a lot of shit. I got rid of a lot of shit. Okay. But he is essentially all set here. Okay. We had to go through, like I said, a lot of stuff here. So that's one of the indoor cameras that we have. Excuse me, son. That's one of the indoor surveillances. But not that y'all need to know like all of this, but I'm just sharing this because this is how real it is. And when you realize what people are trying to set you up, you and your family, what they're really doing, their intentions behind shit, this covert, passive aggressive intentions for fucking with your life so that they can get some kind of power of attorney over you and your kids, it's sick. Okay, it's a sad state of humanity that's needing to operate in that way in order to survive, in order to have success. Okay, because that's essentially what this is. Okay, but so I had to, it ain't as empty as it seemed, but I guess it is. So yeah, I had to essentially pull out everything. Y'all don't need to know all this stuff, but I'm just showing it. Okay. Everything here is just basically just clean it, just gut it. I had to take everything apart and just gut it. Okay. Watch your fries, son.
Well, you know how to get out of the way.
Okay. So, okay, my bad. Okay. Boom. So yeah, I had to gut everything, y'all. But he's good to go. Like I even had to go through this. This is like more organized than you would think. I had to go through here and throw shit away because when I realized what's been happening, it made my stomach churn. It made my stomach churn. Okay? Like, are you freaking kidding me here? Okay, it's like, is that deep? Is that serious? Okay. So we're gonna do our walkthrough. Yep, the bed that he had, I got rid of it because I think the cat had put holes in it. And there is Osiris Lake Cat. Okay. So I'm still flabbergasted. And I may be flabbergasted for the next 10 years behind this. Just coming to realize how deep this is and how far people was willing to go and what the real motivation behind it all really, really, really is. You know, it's still sickening. It's sickening what people do. It's like a hustle. Oh, we want power of attorney so we can whoop and we can da. Yeah, I see that little scheme. I see it loud, plain as day. So we're doing our little walkthrough. He is finally all set. And I'm doing this because I know what they were doing. I know exactly what they were trying to create, the narrative, the story, as they continue to harass us behind the scene, continue to have their witches and warlocks and wizards poison us and do ritual work on us, and essentially harass us, pretending to not do it with psychological warfare tactics. I see. So as there was a manifestation, not the full manifestation of what they wanted, but still something that they could collect, like, see this person, because some folks out there then fraudulently got power of attorneys. And that's going to be a problem. Also, power of attorney is not, it's so that people can also sign on behalf of someone. I just thought I would say that. This is something that I'm looking deeper into myself for my own knowledge base. But because, again, and some of us that have had disabled children, you know, not everybody's situation permits them to get these power of attorneys. Some cases it's advised differently depending on what the individual situation is. So again, there's other means of being able to care for your adult disabled person without having a power of an attorney. And it's just having legal documentation, like everything else we do in this plane of existence. When people co-sign for things, and it's the same principle. Okay, this is indicating that somebody has a say, they can get information, just like with the medical records. It's always been this way once he turned 18. Okay, this is how it's been even in California, which is where we're from, that it wasn't, oh, you need a power of attorney because he's 18 years old. No, it was, no, you just need a document, him stating that you have permission to speak on his behalf, to view his medical records, to make decisions. And that's the way it's always been. Okay. I'm going to be investigating, though, and looking in a lot deeper to this so that I can properly make any adjustments that I need to make on my son's behalf. Okay. Because there's no way on this earth that, no, it ain't happening like that. Okay. It's just not going to happen like that. So that's the walkthrough, y'all. He is all set. I took y'all through the closets and stuff like that, refrigerator and everything, because I wanted you all to see it all, because, you know, it's been a lot. So I went through everything, got rid of stuff. This is his clothes I got to wash from him changing earlier today. Yeah. He's all set for the walkthrough. But yeah, I had to go through the cupboards. I went through you all saw that, refrigerator, closets. I had to do that. And as far as I know, You know, of course, I'm not a handyman, handy lady, but as far as I know, all of his stuff is working properly. I haven't seen or discovered any. That's blinking because I have to push the button the proper way so the cycle can continue to run. But as far as I know, all his things, are working. Like I said, I unplugged the refrigerator, pulled it out, literally took everything out, pulled it all the way out, so I can get behind it. Likewise, I came in here in the cupboards, the cabinets here. Yeah. So, yeah, everything as far as I know, okay? The water pressure has never really been all that great, but I mean, that was from the beginning, okay? That was from the beginning. So that's nothing unusual. Okay, so all of that is good to go. So, yeah, I mean, everything works as far as I know. Water pressure, that's standard here. That's a little bit better than the faucets, but this is how it's always been, so everything is copacetic. All light fixtures, to my knowledge, because again, I haven't come across, I don't have a problem with reporting when there is an issue, if there is an issue with anything in his unit. Yeah, he is all set. It's funny, you would think that I had a lot more. When you all see this video, the way there's obsessiveness with access to him and me, or just, you would think, just by way of the degrees in which they go, you would think that. It's funny, isn't it? Kind of proves a point a little bit low key. Because he ain't got shit. He ain't got shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just funny. It's funny. He don't have a house full of furniture or, the finer things in life. And, so what is the obsession? He don't even got a fully furnished unit. So, yeah. And again, these processes are normal. I'm not saying like this is a part of the process and program when you deal with anything to do with complexes. Okay, that's the way it is. That's a part of it, but we're talking really about the other stuff that people hide behind, okay? And all of us that are adults of a certain age, whether we say it out loud or not, we know that that's a thing, okay? We know it, we've seen it, and we've lived. They call it, nepotism, where there's like favoritism amongst people's friends and relatives and family. So concessions made in that respect, but when it comes to others, then there's this letter of the law and just want this nitpicky shit, but they'll let, Tyrone, you know what I mean? That kind of vibe. Okay, we all know. So, yeah, it's my son's apartment. He is high function autistic, and and to really know the full story, you would have to follow like some of the other videos I've created, because there's a lot to how we landed in Texas, how that came to be, how Southeast Texas came to be, who was all really involved with that. The initial, because again, everything that I have ever done and completed for my son has always included me. So this whole highfalutin out of the ballpark shit, I don't know where that's coming from. Because, like I said, from the beginning, even his initial application, and I actually did put application for the both of us, for those of y'all who wondering. But something was tampered with or played with that. And that's another story. I'm not going to get too deep into all that either. But I have always included myself as his guardian, his caretaker, his overseer. I've always clearly communicated it. It was never something that just something came out of nowhere, like he gets somewhere, then I just suddenly appear and I'm his caretaker. It's like, no, this shit was from the beginning, because otherwise I wouldn't have bought his ass a Texas baby. There's no way. There is no fucking way. On God's green earth, would I did it without including myself as his overseer? No way. And if there was an issue with that, that's something that should have been clearly disclosed with me from the beginning, because then I could have made the executive decision to not fuck with them. Okay? You don't come onto the slide to the left once you got somebody where you want them and you done got your little money and you think you got somebody in a compromising position. And now you think you're fencing to bully somebody. And then come up with some highfalutin. I'm not, oh yes, okay, well, we'll see how the rest of this is going to be for the next 3 months. But this works for me. All of it works for me, because when it does come down to however long this thing gets played out in court, that's going to be brought into question. Okay, you didn't have a problem with it before. So why 3 months shy of this tenant's lease being up, you suddenly have a problem? Why was that suddenly a problem now? Because their caretaker asserted themselves and asked your staff to come back the next day? Is that why? What was pressing that needed to happen without giving that tenant or their caretaker any kind of notice? What was so pressing? And so your vengeance was, I won't be discussing with you? Okay. Noted.